Hi everybody, Jeff Gadick from Leisure Group Travel Magazine, live here at Pow Wow 2010 with Gary Sain, President and CEO of Visit Orlando.
Well, good. Well, it's actually the Orlando Orange County Convention and Visitors Bureau, but Visit Orlando is our URL.
Yeah, there's so many brand changes and names these days.
Right.
Yeah. So, Gary, you and I have obviously a long history together, going back to the days with Premier Cruise Line. And to me, it really is an outsider coming to Orlando. It's magnificent and interesting to see the transformation of the destination. 1993, 1995, when we were at Premier, we thought of it as a theme park destination. Can you talk a little bit about the maturization?
Well, yeah, Jeff. In fact, that's a great way to put it because, we always will be known as an attraction destination because we have 7 of the top 10 world attractions here in Orlando. So that's never going to go away. And, for example, the Magic Kingdom, generating about 17 million visitors a year. That will continue to grow as well as our other great attractions, including, I understand, Harry Potter will be very successful, which will open up June 18th. And we're very excited about that. But to your point, shopping now. We're now the 4th largest shopping destination in the United States.
I was amazed to learn that yesterday.
Who would have thought? But shopping is so much a part. Anybody who books leisure travel, no matter what you book, no matter where people travel, shopping is always an integral part of that leisure experience. I don't care where you go. So for us to have as much shopping options as we do, and a lot of it is at great values because of the discount centers that we have here, it gives another great, I call it brand attraction to the destination. And then, of course, food and beverage. Most people don't even think about that, and we have become now a culinary, centerpiece more or less in the state, which has been very positive, as well as when you think about golf, we're probably the top, if not in the top 2 golf destinations in the United States.
Really?
192 golf courses, and of course spa, recreation, the list is endless. In fact, we did a social media campaign last year called 67 Days of Smiles.
Okay.
And you know why we picked 67 days? Because research states it will take the average person 67 days, 8 hours a day to see everything there is to see in Orlando, Central Florida. So that's how much we have to offer.
Okay, well, it's really great to see the change and the transformation of Orlando. Always the theme parks are a good reason to come here, but adding on so many layers to the visitor experience. Upscale hotels that are now entering the marketplaces are growing or expanding.
Well, when you and I worked at Premier, my God, we now have the Ritz-Carlton. We now have the JW Marriott. We just opened the first ever Waldorf Astoria ever built outside New York City. We have this beautiful 1,500-room Hilton that was right here at the Convention Center, plus another 1,000-room Hilton attached to the Waldorf Astoria. The Peabody is doubling in size. So Orlando, that's why we do Pow Wow. And the reason why we're here talking in this wonderful convention center is because we're hosting Pow Wow. And last time we hosted it was 2006. And of course, we'll host it again in 2015. And the reason why every 4 or 5 years, for the reason you and I just spoke about, and that is that we are constantly reinventing ourselves, constantly changing. Not changing the brand, though. We're always going to be very true to our core value. We're a family. We're the #1 family destination in the world, and that will never change.
One thing we've certainly learned through the recession is how important travel and tourism is, and especially when international visitors stop coming and meetings and conventions are canceling. Can you talk a bit about the economic impact that tourism has in Central Florida?
Oh, it's huge. For 85 incremental visitors we get within the state, and let's just say Orlando, 1 new job is created. So think about that. We lost about 4.5% to 5%. Which again isn't bad considering, but 4 or 5% say last year. But if we were able to maintain the same level of visitation in 08 as we did in 08, that will create another 25,000, 30,000 jobs. So travel, leisure travel, business travel, meetings, conventions, it's an economic driver. I think what people finally are understanding, I think with our business, certainly in Central Florida, we employ 400,000 direct and indirect jobs in this industry, and that's generating over $31 billion of economic impact. Now, people really understand that. So the more an international visitor is worth about 9.5 nights to us, whereas a domestic visitor is about 4.5 nights. Both are extremely important, but the more international visitors that come to Orlando from around the world, it's sort of an untapped market in many ways, because there's a lot of folks in the United States with families who have the wherewithal to travel, who have been to Orlando, Walt Disney World, Universal SeaWorld, but when you think about the worldwide stage, it's still to be tapped, and we're being very aggressive in our efforts in that.
Well, in this convention center has to do something with that as far as bringing international conventions into the marketplace and extending their stay, bringing family along.
We're the number 2, number 3 meetings market in the United States. Again, people think about Orlando, and we've got a great image. And at the same time, they don't think of us as a business destination. Yet we are one of the top business destinations in the United States. So that helps us, by the way, through some of the economic challenges like we have gone through. Many destinations can only rely on one form of business, whereas we have leisure, we have domestic and international leisure, plus we have meetings, conventions, trade shows, we have MICE opportunities, and all those play very well, because if one's up, the other one, may be down, but as you balance in a very positive way.
And I think we've seen that as well, and it certainly makes sense for Orlando. Reunions, student travel, sports events
are going to be huge for us. In fact, we could do a lot more with family reunions. I think every family reunion.
We'll have to talk.
I know we do, but when you think, I think we do. I think we're probably one of the top family reunion destinations, but it's something that we can continue to grow. When you think about South America, and Brazil's been so strong for us, and Argentina, and Chile, and Colombia, and of course they travel. The South Americans love to travel with their family, extended family. Those are a lot of opportunities as well as far as reunions.
Well, Gary, thank you so much for your time today. Appreciate hosting Pow Wow this year. It's been a great experience. My family's along for the ride as well. So while I'm working, they're out having fun, which is the way it should be, frankly.
Well, you put a big smile on my face. Thank you very much. Thank you.